and we are back by the apartment building where there was police action 2 days ago, and yesterday afternoon they released first news regarding apparently there was a series of raids all across Ljubljana. About 60 house searches plus arrests, most likely. They didn't specify it, so they only told that there are around between 50 or 60 house searches done with the help of the special police units, SWAT, and apparently it was drug related. So yeah, as I said in one of the previous videos, I don't really think that we have I think used to we had a much larger problem with drugs, using drugs. Now they have methadone clinics and so forth. All of course is free through the health insurance. But health insurance is not free. It's paid through taxes or your contributions. So yeah, most likely Lisa will do number 2 so far. Okay, she changed her mind, and yeah, and she's doing it, and the deposit was made. So continuing on, a couple of years they also decriminalize use of drugs, illegal drugs, and I think also small possessions of softcore drugs. I think basically now, if they will caught you with a little bit of weed, they will most likely just A, destroy it, or B, you get a fine. It would be the severest option now available for them. But yeah, one of the bigger problems with drugs is we are part of smuggling route, and yeah, which means also from here, especially let's say when the Dutch ports, they still are, but they increase the security in the ports for incoming cargo, especially from, let's say, Turkey, Syria, for heroin, and of course from South America for cocaine. This means also that they have the smugglers, the criminals that started using other ports, especially let's say Balkan-based organized crime groups are using local ports, which they perhaps have some connections to it. Some cousin works there or something like that. And yeah, so just last week they reported that they finally have caught a guy who was involved in smuggling several hundred kilos of heroin. So the shipment was intercepted, and just before he could be arrested, search warrant was conducted. He fled to Spain, and he was finally caught there last week. But yeah, basically they were using floor tiles glue as cover, so the bags, and apparently a couple of the suspicions were aroused when the container was heavier than it should be, based on declaration. So they opened it up and then found several unusually heavy bags in comparing to the other bags of glue. And then they realized there was heroin, so basically they took out the heroin out and sent the shipment forward, and then they realized where it was going. But the guy who organized all was never caught until this month. But the two others who were involved, one who was, let's say, official, final customer, the buyer, was caught. So he was basically a Syrian. Yeah. Now we have we see let's say a repeat process of people coming here in the EU as refugees, and because they don't have anything else to do, they don't have any qualifications, or they have to pay their debt to the smugglers. They are involved, and because when you get refugee status in EU, you can't move around the whole EU. And yeah, unfortunately, some of the refugees are then involved in the illicit criminal activities. But yeah, of course, majority of the criminals are locals, born and bred, or migrants that came from other countries and got citizenship, or at least residency permit. So yeah, the European ones are usually the larger problem, because they have more local knowledge, local connections, and so forth. But yeah, and if they will release any more information about this latest police raid that took here all across Ljubljana, they actually also posted photo from the city center, couple of apparently at every location there were 2 to 3 police cars doing the raid. And yeah, one of the raid was near the newly building under construction site. Pretty grimo. Large transport. Very big lift, and yeah, basically that's it. we will let you know if anything changes.